Hi, I'm Ryan from 5150, and today we're going to be installing a Mishimoto Radiator on our 2006 F250 6.0 Powerstroke. The tools you're going to need for this is going to be a 13mm wrench, a 1-inch wrench, a 10mm socket, 8mm socket, 1/4-inch ratchet, or you use 3/8, whichever your preference is, a trim tool, a couple pair of pliers, pry bar, and a flathead screwdriver. And also a quick disconnect. So for your transmission lines, you're going to need the 1/2-inch puller. This is just a master set from AutoZone. It's like 50 bucks. It should work for us, but we'll find out. Alright, let's get this started. Alright, the first step you're going to do is remove your drain plug out of your radiator to drain the coolant. Let that drain, and while you're down here, you can pull your transmission cooling line, the clips off. You just pull straight down on them and they come right out. Same for the other one. Just let that drain for a bit. And then you can take off this lower coolant hose, or don't take it off, just take off the hose clamp on it. Don't take it off while the coolant's draining, otherwise you get covered in it. Just loosen it. You can leave that loose for now. You can take it off in a bit. I got it. Okay, now through your transcooler line, you just stick this tool when it's in, stick it on and stick it into that little groove, and you just gotta work it out. It's gonna be kind of tight. It took me a minute. I thought I was doing it wrong, but I guess I wasn't. Broke the clip, that's fine. Careful with these, just like that. They're really old and brittle, they'll break. You just gotta get new ones. That's ATF there. That's gonna come out of there. Get that off. You gotta do the other side. I can blow out the dirt. Push in on this, pull a little bit out on that, but not too hard to be able to break your line too. And you just got to keep working. It's going to take some time to get it out. We're replacing it. We had a crack here and we just put one of those drill-in plugs in it for temporary just so we can drive the truck. And it eventually failed and cracked down the end cap of the radiator here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. Hopefully I can get that line off. Yep. Take your flathead. So let's clamp here. So, all right. Next, remove these 4 bolts here, which are just a 10. Oh no, an 8. I mean. This is optional, but you can remove your power wire here for your battery. Just a pair of panel poppers. This will help too if you move this out of the way. You gotta remember these trucks are getting old, so you want to be careful not to break any of these tabs. Okay. Now, you got 2 bolts here and here that secure your fan shroud on. Okay. See how that separates? There we go. Now, shroud should. Just cover it up. Be very careful with your fan shroud because they are expensive to replace. Hopefully I don't break mine here. Okay. You want to be very careful of this wire over here in front of your fan. Don't break that either. Okay. There's your fan shroud. Alright. Oh, that's fine. So that triangular line that's in there. Okay. Now I should just be able to put this. Okay. There's your factory radiator. Alright. Now let's compare that to the new one. Make sure we got the right one. Cardboard off of here. Alright. Does look like Mishimoto did send us a damaged radiator. fucking shitty ass packaging that they have. It's on both sides. Waited about 4 months for it. We gotta wait another 4 or so. Alright, so this is the radiator from Mishimoto. It's a nice radiator. They did send it damaged to us. This is about my 5th one I've ordered through them damaged. The other ones are just OEM plastic ones. Here too, here and here. Every time I've reached out to them, it's usually about a month or 2 wait. Alright, so some of the main differences. The core sizes are the same. They're both 2-inch cores, thick cores. The height I'm not sure about with this. I think it's like 29 3/4, something like that. Both the same size radiator. But the aluminum, I'm sure the only coolant advantage I'm going to get is probably going to be just the time it takes to cool back down into safe temperatures. But there could be more, who knows. We'll find that out when we drive it. Alright, so your next step is going to be swapping over your transcooler fittings. Go over here, just loosen them up. That's it. That's what your fitting looks like. And that's that little tab. When you put that tool in there, it needs to press down that little white thing in there. It needs to open that up so you can get that line out of there. Sometimes they work, sometimes I can't seem to get them to work. Alright. Let's put that new fitting back in. So it has these little tabs on the radiator. You just plop out. I need a screwdriver. Just go ahead and put your pick in there, whatever you're going to use, and just pop it out. Okay. Now just clean your threads with your shirt or a rag. Take some Teflon tape, just for that extra security of not leaking your trans fluid all over your driveway. When you're putting Teflon tape on, you want to go counterclockwise, get away from the threads. That way when you tighten it, it doesn't come off. Those little extra bits out of there. Okay. Okay, just thread that in. You don't want to go crazy tight on this. It's aluminum, it's soft, and you don't want to break your pre-damaged $600 radiator. Do it. Alright, it's easy, it's just doing everything you just did in reverse. I'm going to toss this. Into your truck. Careful not to hit any wires with it, because you will break them. And a broken wire is not a good wire. Okay. Alright, now make sure that's seated all the way in the bottom. Wiggle. Get your fan shroud back. Don't hit that wire on your clutch fan there. Take your time with it. I've seen some people on YouTube take out like the intercooler and stuff to get this out. That's just too much work that I'm willing to do, especially for just a radiator. The hardest part is just getting it past this tab over here without breaking your shroud, and that's not that bad. Which I'm not. I'm getting stopped by the radiator itself. Okay, see there? Hitting the radiator there. And I'm past it over there. Oh, I see why I got no room. I got my wire stuck down there. Pull that manhole back out. There we go. Alright, go ahead and put your wire back in there. Put your supports back on. You don't want these too tight because they're only an 8mm bolt. Luckily, most of this truck, all the 8mm bolts are all the same, so you can just put them wherever. You don't need to memorize what was where. Which I finished red with that one. I believe this should use the same factory hardware. I didn't see any hardware that came with it in the box, so I'm just gonna see how that feels going in there once I have to get it lined up. It does seem like the factory bolts stare straight into it, no problem at all. Okay, just putting Teflon tape on this other fitting. Doesn't need to be perfect. This needs to help seal it. Okay. I decided to take these clips off. Careful not to break them. I broke one. Not that big of a deal, but sucks when it happens. Yeah. Get started. I don't know what is going on here. Which there does seem to be a little nick on one of the threads, so it's probably going to be a bit of a pain to put in. We'll try and see what happens. Such a nice radiator, guys. A little sucky about the dents. Expensive too. Like we paid roughly, I think it's either $600 or $800. Packaging wasn't the greatest, but the box came in good condition, so I'm assuming it was something with someone packaging it probably dented it and just shipped it out. Alright, it's about an hour later. I finally got off of that after fighting it. And now it just goes right in. Couldn't get it in with the hose on there. I couldn't get it straight and I didn't want to cross thread it. I nicked one of the threads, but I just straightened it out with a pick and it was all okay. Just got a little snug on this. Okay, that should be good. I think. Yeah, it's fine. Just take your line, stick it back in there after you just fought it for an hour, just for that. There we go. It's in there. Same with this other side. Wipe it off. Getting contaminants in the radiator, and then that goes through your IPR, or this doesn't, but same thing. Okay, take this, get your hose clamp, put it back on your hose, boom, and screwdriver, snug it up. Can. Flathead's not the best way to tighten these, but I'm too lazy to go grab a socket. Which, that's somewhat tight. Okay. I should be able to just reuse these clips. I'm not sure. That is. Oh, whoops, wrong way. That goes like that. Just like that. Oh, there should be another one somewhere. Here's the last clip here. I'll put it on just like you took it off, just backwards. And that's it. From down here, it looks pretty good. Can't even see the dents because they're on the front side, and the intercooler blocks them, so not that big of a deal. As long as it cools good, that's all we care about. Alright, just gonna put some distilled water in there to flush it. Which, if you do this with the truck running or off, I suggest just doing it with it off when you first start to fill it until it gets to the full line. And then you can run it. This truck's been sitting for, I think, 4 or 5 months now. So the battery was dead, so I've been charging it all day. Spill a little water, oh well. Not gonna hurt it. It takes roughly 6.5 gallons of coolant or distilled water. You can mix them. last step is just to check your trans fluid, because you did lose a little bit when you swapped your radiator. So you look here. I've been running it for a little while just to see where it's at. Right now it should technically be in hot. We're dead center of C, of cold. So what I'm gonna do is add half a quart or so to it. You just fill it through the dipstick.
Kind of fluid type?
It's Motorcraft.
Okay. All right, guys. Ryan just finished that up. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.